waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we roll it over here.
It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S., Southeast region, or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands.
Lawrence Prescott Photography. I'm smiling, I'm laughing because, God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.
This Saturday, June 8th, you're invited to celebrate a special milestone with the Hummingbird Jamaican Restaurant. They're turning 1, and they're throwing a party you won't want to miss. From 1 to 7, indulge in their mouth-watering curry chicken, tender curry goat, fall-off-the-bone oxtail, and creamy rice and peas. All your Jamaican favorites that will leave you feeling satisfied, not stuffed. And the best part, they got incredible deals starting at just $6.99. You can enjoy their delicious dishes without breaking the bank. So why wait? Stop by the Hummingbird Jamaican Restaurant this Saturday and treat your taste buds to a Caribbean getaway. They're located at 1046 Holcomb Road in Decatur, and if you're there between 3 and 7 p.m., you might just spot the CLTV crew broadcasting live on location. Don't miss out on this anniversary celebration at the Hummingbird Jamaican Restaurant this Saturday, June 8th from 1 to 7. Your stomach will thank you. Hey, this is Jeffrey Speaks with Just a Thought. Be sure to tune into my show every Saturday from 12 to 1 on Caribbean Life TV and radio.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good, yes. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You know I love your voice, for you have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. You know I've known you as a father. You know I've known you as a friend. And I have believed in the goodness of God. Oh, yeah. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good and so
very pleasant good evening to you. Coming in on a Tuesday evening, Caribbean Extravaganza. It's so good to be with you this evening, and we got quite a little show planned for you this evening, myself and Sharon. How you doing, Sharon? How was your weekend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Lots been happening, Pastor Rob. A lot been happening. It's been one of those kind of weekends where, you know, everything's great until you start getting news. And so I'm just going to kick off with this, that we just have to keep it positive. We have to keep, you know, lifting up each other in prayer, just being there for our friends and family, because the world is crazy, going crazy right now, really going crazy. So we, you know, we're hurting.
Yeah, but
and, you know,
as the songwriter said in the song that we just listened to, it said, His goodness is running.
Yes.
So as the world do their thing, God's thing's already done. You know, so wherever we go, we bring that goodness with us. We call on it during times of troubles, in times when we find ourselves in places like, where, we just can't cope sometimes, can't understand what's going on. We got to realize that in the middle of chaos, God. So we just give you a few words to cheer you up as we get started this evening. But it's good to know that you have had a good weekend. I realized that a special event was canceled over the weekend. A lot of people had to stay home on Saturday evening and kind of get themselves ready for church, and I was kind of giggling to myself. but that's all right. Every now and then he does some things just to pull you back in. Yes. Everybody's getting ready to go out to this big Caribbean festival in the area, and if they had their way, that would have happened. But because we serve somebody that's greater, he says, all right, that ain't gonna happen this week.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just pawns.
Yeah, when we think we're in control, we gotta pretty much stand back and allow the one who has full control to take control. Yeah, and that's just what it. We have to surrender control to him. Yeah. Period. And that's good. Where we are.
That's good. But I know you have several great guests that you planned for the folks today on Caribbean Extravaganza. Yes. And I'm gonna let you run with the show today. I'll come back at halftime, and I'll be speaking with Mel J. I'll come in and I'll speak a little bit about the Atlanta
upcoming event.
The Atlanta Jamaican Association Ball. Yes. That will be coming up on August 10th.
Yes.
And give you some information about what's taking place, about the guest speaker and the entertainers, and we'll have them on this show as they become available.
Yes.
Roy Rayan, we'll have him here to speak to us about his festival songs, 4 festival songs that he won. And our speaker, I think we have had a speaker on, right?
Yes.
Once, yeah.
Yes.
Well, she's going to be coming back as the speaker.
Oh, yeah.
As the speaker. So just give you a little information at halftime, so to speak. Okay? So let's get it started. DJ Reds, give us one more song, and then Sharon will go into it.
We're going to get into it.
Sweep over my soul. Those are rolling like get through. Jaja sweep over my soul. Dingy back, sweep over my soul. Sweep over my soul. Those are billows roll and tempest blow. Every morning I will sing a song of praise to him. Hail the King of Kings. Every day I will rise. Every morning I will sing. Every evening I will lift my voice. Lift my voice in praise. Ah, yeah, yeah, ah, yeah. Oh, Lord. Sweep over my soul. Sweep over my soul. Though the billows roll and tempest blow, sweep over my soul.
Welcome back. So we're gonna get started because we've got a fun-filled evening for you guests coming up. So we're gonna kick off with our first guest, Miss Rosalie Henry. She is the founder of Mothers Helping Hands, in Atlanta. She is a doula, as they say, and I mean, a lot of people don't even know what that means because I didn't until not too long ago, I must admit. So what I'm going to do is have her break it down. But before we even jump into it, I have questions for her, and she will go into explain to you exactly what a doula does. Okay? My question to you, Rosalie, is first off, what sparked your interest? What is this doula thing that, some of us might know, we have an idea, but we really don't quite know. What does that all entail? And tell us more about finding that Mothers Helping Hands LLC that you have going. I mean, you've done a whole lot where female health is concerned. Give us just answer the questions in that order for me. What sparked your interest first of all? I mean, where did that come from? And what age did you know you wanted to be a doula? And explain to the people what a doula, who a doula it really is.
Well, thanks, Sharon. That is a great question. So I would say I have been a doula since I was 12 years old without even knowing what a doula is or was. So my mom had twins at 44 years old back in Jamaica. She didn't even know she was having twins. And I was there with her, with the back then it wasn't even called a midwife. It was one of those nana in the community. And I would be going back and forth and getting the hot water for her and just being there with her. So I would say that's where it first started for me. And then being a teenage mom at 17 years old, that kind of like triggered back the whole maternal feeling. So going through that process, just having the support then, having my mom, my grandmother, my aunt there with me, I had a village. Moving here, I started in banking, and I was just so burnt out. I know that wasn't my passion. That was not what I wanted to do, but I always have the desire of caregiving. So I transitioned from banking into becoming a nanny. So you can imagine going from a banking position to being a nanny. My mom was like, what are you doing? But that was where I really, really found my passion because I'm a caregiver at heart. So being a nanny, working with this client, she was just so sleep deprived and overwhelmed. I have no idea about the whole newborn care postpartum area. So I did my training to become a newborn care specialist, then went on to become a postpartum doula because I wanted to help women through that postpartum journey. Because being with her, I realized that most time parents plan for the birth. And not beyond that. They do the gender reveal, they do the birth plan, they have, the baby shower, but nothing after. So I realized that, okay, this is a needed, it is lacking and is so needed. So that's how Mothers Helping Hands was birthed in 2012.
Wow. And a doula. Because again, when the average person hears that name, doula, what does it really mean? Because I've heard of the midwife. I've heard of the obstetrician, the delivery nurses, doctors, whatever. But a doula, where did that come from? because I know it came from somewhere, and I'm kind of sort of pulling that out of
Okay.
you because I want to know exactly what that means. Because for a lot of people listening, they may have an idea as to what it is, and there's some who are so clueless. They're like, doula, what does she mean? What do they mean by doula? What is that? What is it? Who's a doula?
Okay, so the word doula is a Greek word which
Yes.
means mother servant.
Yes.
That's exactly what it means.
Yes.
So for me, I'm a postpartum doula. You have different types of doula. You have labor doula, postpartum doula, end of life doula. You have you even have abortion doula. So a doula is there for not only for the moms but for the parents, but mostly for the moms.
Yes.
So that's how I stepped into that role to become a postpartum doula, because I see the need for after the birth, then what?
Yes. And that is critical
Yes.
because you know what? In recent times, I've heard about postpartum depression. And so that's a huge thing. And I really didn't know the magnitude of that postpartum situation until I started delving into it. I started reading more. I hear people talking more about it. I'm not a mother myself, so I mean a biological mom, but I've seen friends and others, in the community suffer from that, to the point of real deep depression. And so, like you said earlier, I mean, someone comes, they prepare for the baby. They have the baby shower, the baby, like you said, the gender reveal, everything, preparing for the baby up until when you get home. And I'll give you a little side note. I mean, I have a friend many moons ago, and believe it or not, when she delivered their first child, they were so anxious because they were trying to have a baby for years after they got married, and they didn't. And when they finally got pregnant, oh my God, he would drink himself silly because he was so excited. Well, do you know, he was in the hospital all suited up and everything to deliver his firstborn, Brent. And when that baby's head started coming out the womb, he just passed out. Yes, he ended up in the next room, pretty much passed out. So he didn't see the birth of his firstborn that he was so hyped and ready to see because he couldn't handle it. And I think God has a sense of humor because the way he wired men and women, it's so cool. Most men cannot handle that. They're like, oh yeah, and they end up in the next room. So, I mean, honestly, preparing for this baby, it's a big deal because you have to prepare the whole family. I mean, the siblings, if they're siblings, whoever's in the household or in that family, because this new mom does not have a clue. I mean, she probably has all the books that she has read, but nothing prepares her for the reality.
Right.
That what happens after this baby is delivered. Now what?
Right.
We make food. How do we do it? Is it right? 3 ounces, 2 ounces? Some babies have. How do you really know what to do? So that's where you come in.
Exactly.
And that's where you're critical. I mean, people like you, but again, years and years ago, there were a handful of people like you, especially in the village. We knew that in our community, we knew a little about that. For the vast majority, no.
Yeah.
I asked so many people, and they're like, "What? What do you mean, doula? What is that?" Just as lost as I was.
So again, a doula is someone who's actually trained.
Yes.
Sometimes it could be like getting actual training from an organization, or it could be as much as life experience, just trained in that area. Because like for instance, the person who delivered my mom, she has not gone on to do like a quote unquote college trained or any institutional training. Is just from knowledge.
Yes,
So a doula is someone
experience.
who is trained to offer physical, emotional, and support.
Support.
Right.
Wow.
To parents. So the physical support would be like, for instance, being at home, to help mom. She could have a C-section, to get out of bed.
In and out of bed.
And handing the baby to her. The emotional support is just even to be there, to listen to her, to support her, to validate her feelings.
Yes. Because I mean, even with that, I mean, the sleepless nights.
Yes.
I mean, and let's be real, folks. There are people out there. There are babies being delivered. Unfortunately, babies being delivered, going home with mom. Dad's not going home. There's no dad.
That's true.
So
That's
I mean,
true.
that alone, in and of itself,
Yes.
is pretty concerning. I don't want to say depressing, but very
Yes.
concerning, because you're having a baby. You don't even know what to do with this baby. You only know that you got to feed them,
Yeah.
clothe them, bathe them, whatever, and that's it. You don't know all the intricacies when they start crying. Oh my God, I'm so sick and tired of hearing this
Yeah.
crying now. Go over there and just be quiet. I mean, nothing like that. That's support. And so what you bring to the table, Rosalie, is very, very important. It takes that village, and you are that village.
Yes.
And I love the name of your organization, you're the Mothers Helping Hands. Mothers, helping hands. So what you're doing is giving a helping hand to mothers who don't have a clue, because they might have seen their best friend, their family members, care for their children. But when the shoe's on the other foot, it's a different ball game, because you don't have to miss sleepless, go without nights of sleep. When you have that baby to care for, guess what? It's a different ball game.
It is. It is.
So,
and it doesn't matter how many you have. It could
yeah.
be the 10th one. Every child is different. Every pregnancy is different.
Wow.
We age differently. So
Yes.
what works for baby number 1 definitely not work for baby number 5. And you might think that because, this is baby number 5, you're
Yes.
going to be more knowledgeable. Your body changed. So things are different.
wow.
Now you have 4 other kids to care for. So now, the things that you were able to do with number 1, you can't do it with number 5.
No, and of course when they're telling you, Mom, I'm tired. I don't want to sleep, Mom. Come
Exactly.
sit with me, Mom.
No.
Put the baby in the cradle and forget about her or forget about him. So it's so critical. Where can people find people like you? Yes, they can look up your organization, but I'm saying, how many organizations like this we needed back in the days?
There's quite a few now, because like more
The awareness,
Yeah,
huh?
the awareness is there. Postpartum awareness. Mental health.
Yes.
That kind of put doulas on the map. And now
Yes.
we're more recognized. We're more sought after.
Yes.
Because especially right now with the rate of the maternal mortality rate, just having someone there with you in the hospital to advocate for you, to help you to remember to use your voice. We're not there to speak for you.
Yes.
That's sometimes with, the pushback sometimes doulas get from being in the hospital, because they're threatened. The other hospital personnel are threatened because they feel like, okay, we are going to come in and speak for the client. No, we don't. We empower them to use their voice, to
Yes.
speak for themselves.
I like that part.
Yes.
So it's empowering them to represent themselves.
Yes. Giving
Speak
them
up,
the tools.
giving them the voice. Yes,
Yes.
the tools. I like that, because you know what, you're right. I've heard of cases, and there are quite a few notable cases where, especially young mothers of color, and yes, I went there because that's a grave concern of ours, where young mothers of color are not treated the same. The playing field is definitely not
No.
level at all.
No.
And I've heard it from great sources in hospitals throughout this country and all over this world probably. If you have money, you're recognized. Okay? If you don't have, and you're young, if you're a young mother and you have money, you'll slide. But if you're a young mother of color, you get pretty much mistreated. And so that's a big problem, because the mortality rate is frightening.
I would differ on that, because even say there's so many young educated black women who get the worse treatment than uneducated white women, and that's statistic. That's facts.
Really?
So it has nothing to do with money. To me, it comes down to the color of your skin. We are not.
Well, no, that's
heard.
that's what I'm saying. I mean that if you're wealthy and young, okay, you get a pass. But I'm saying
Not
that
if you're black.
no, I'm saying wealthy and young, meaning if you're a person of the other persuasion. So if you're in other words, if you're a person of color, okay, so let's just make sure we're not confusing them. So I hear what you're saying. So what I'm saying, we're on the same page. We are. Because what I'm saying is that if you're a person of color, I mean a young black woman, 16 years old, 14 years old, given birth, the abuse that this young mother or mother-to-be goes through, the prenatal system, the prenatal care is not there, because, again, I've heard of cases, and it's alarming, and it's beyond alarming. I won't say the word that I want to use, but I'm aggravated when I hear stuff like that. It breaks my heart, honestly. You're giving birth. You're giving life. Yes. You're giving life to a child, to a baby. And so they would abuse you. I mean, they would not give you the prenatal care that's required. That's one, and that's concerned. That's frightening, But if this young person still goes ahead and has this baby, they flip that switch. This child is still not treated the way they're supposed to.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is that the playing field is not level on any, any regard, in any regard. And so that's bothersome. That's why we need a village. That's why we need the village. That's why we need people like you, your organization, and more people who care, really. So someone is saying here, by the way, online, let me read that. There's Michelle. She's saying, what advice would you give to a new mother who's struggling with her emotions and anxiety of not having needed support?
Wow.
That's a powerful question.
Yes,
Thank you for that question,
Yes,
Michelle.
I would definitely say reach out to someone, talk to someone, whether it's your doctor, find someone, a mental health therapist, a friend. Just don't go through it by yourself.
Yes.
There's support.
Okay, so there's support systems
There's support
out there,
system
yes.
out there, yes. And I'll definitely, go back in and put some link in there for her.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So, as far as the support is concerned, there's a village. There are resources you're saying out
Yes,
there.
there are.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's a lot of stuff, and there are a lot of secrets too. Believe it or
And a
not,
lot of stigma.
that part.
A lot of stigma.
That part.
Yes.
And when you're a young mom, your mom you are having a baby, and your mom is already ticked off. Let's be real.
Right.
That you're 16 or 14 and having a baby.
Yes.
So there's problems in that immediate family right now because
Yeah.
they're not planning for that. They're planning for you to go on through school and finish school and do whatever. But things happen. Things happen. This is a life that we're talking about. So it changes the trajectory of the plans they had for you and whatever. But you know what? We've known too many people who have had babies, gone back to school. You were a young mother, like you said. You went back to school, and look at you now.
And now
Hello.
I'll soon I'll be a Morehouse School of Medicine graduate.
Hello. So what I'm saying, it's not where you start, guys. So it's not, in other words, these young ladies out there, we're not advocating that you should go ahead and, start having your families or start creating babies before you're responsible enough to take care of them. What I'm saying is that if you find yourself in that situation, do not, and I stress do not, kill your child. Do not hurt your child. Do not hurt yourself. There is support out there. Mothers Mothers Helping Hands is one such resource, and there are tons of other resources out there. Look it up. Find someone, reach out for someone, Google it, because that's what we do. That's our favorite tool right there. Google it. There is support. There is hope out there for each and every one. If you find yourself in that situation, guess what? Yes, you're going to be up. Your parents or your guardians will be a little ticked off, but you know what? Go find some support, and you'll be fine. Somebody will take you in and care for you. Someone like a Rosalie Henry over here, and all the other resourceful people that we have in our communities. We do have those.
And
okay,
this doesn't only go for if you're pregnant, if you already have a baby and you're going through anything, anything.
Yeah.
Yes, please. And this doesn't only go for the women, because men do go through postpartum depression.
Yes. Wow, I love that
Yes.
part. See that?
So we're here for the whole family,
Yes. So just not mothers, but for
the family.
the family.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because you're right, because the men are in shock too, especially the first baby. What do we do with this thing now?
Yeah, and sometimes it's not only it's not even the first.
Yes.
It could be number 3, number 4, just at where they are in life at that point.
Yes, they're just not
emotion,
prepared.
things happen at any time. Any pregnancy, any birth can trigger any unresolved trauma.
Got you. Yes.
So
Okay.
it's just important to know that there is a village. And
Awesome.
I enjoy being that village.
Well, listen, before you go, can we just ask, is there a website, that you could just give to the persons listening so they can reach out to you if they have questions, if they need support? Can you share that with the audience, please?
Yes. So my website is mothershelpinghandsatlanta.com. And you can find me on Instagram. It's Rosalie Henry 7, or the 7-Figure Doula Whisperer.
Okay, and that's Rosalie. Is that
ROSALEE HENRY, the number 7.
awesome? Is there a number at all?
Yes, 678-898-4005.
Well, there you have it, folks. Miss Rosalie Henry, founder of Mothers Helping Hands Atlanta LLC. Thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate you.
Oh,
You know what? Miss Rosalie has an announcement. And so, guys, she has an announcement coming up. She's starting a... Go ahead, Miss Rosalie. Tell them all about this good news.
Yes, so I will be starting my own show, just like Sharon here, where I'll be bringing on other people in the maternal and community health, just to give that awareness back to the public. Being in this space for over 23 years, I've seen it across the board, and I'm now in a position where I can give back. I have, expanded my business. I'm now known as a 7-figure doula because of bringing in over 7 figures in my business since I started. So I've now created a membership program where I'm mentoring others in the birth and maternal health community just to be able to grow their business. This is such a passion-led field, and there's not a lot of, I would say, it's not that sustainable without having the business part of it, knowing how to run your business, how to have a team. So I'll be teaching about collaboration, delegation, automation, just to grow your business, because there's money in here to be made, but not just by doulaing. You have to have other things to it. So that's where I'll be teaching how to use AI ethically to grow your business.
And when is this big day? When are you starting?
It's going to be this Thursday. This Thursday at 7 p.m. right here.
The day after tomorrow, guys.
Yes, the day after tomorrow. I'm excited.
Tune in. Yes. 7 p.m. Miss Rosalie Henry will be right here.
Chat bout with Rosalie, the 7-figure doula whisperer, where we, what is it again? I forgot that line, but where we transform lives one conversation at a time.
Man, look out for her. Look out for her. So it's this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Caribbeanlifetv. Tune in, guys.
Chat
and
bout.
you will see Chat bout. There you go. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love I can feel, love I can feel. I want to love I can feel. That's the only kind of love I think is real. Don't want to be going by something I heard. 'Cause baby, action speaks louder than words. I want a love that is mine. In the rain it's always sunshine. A love to keep me warm when it's cold. That kind of a loving that will never go. Oh, don't you know I wanna love? 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 I want to love I can feel. That's the only kind of love I think is real. Don't want to be going by something I heard. 'Cause baby, action speaks louder than words. Oh, don't you know I wanna love? Don't you know I wanna love? Oh, don't you know I wanna love?
Hello?
Oh, don't you know I wanna love?
Yes, indeed. As we return to the show, it's the Mel J Buzz time. And so at this point in time, well, let's say hello to Miss Mel J. How you doing, Mel J?
Very, 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 what should I say? Cold, chilly, and it was a very wet and rainy afternoon, a lot of flooding, in the areas within the Kingston areas, out of town, parishes like St. Mary, St. Thomas, Portland, as a matter of fact, across the island, it was a really, 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 because, of course, it's the start of the hurricane season. So, of course, we have these systems that are passing through over the island, and it can be really, a lot of water. They just tend to drop a lot of water here.
Okay, all right. Well, you all keep dry down over there, okay? Keep it all dried out and make sure you get all the rain out this week and if you even got a little bit more rain next week, but when I land on the 17th, let me tell you right now, okay? Okay. So yeah. I'm glad it's falling now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. What are you doing, Mel J? What's going on down there in Jamaica?
Well, back with the buzz. You remember last week I mentioned a story that Sean Kingston, his mother, was allegedly possibly, charged with fraud. Well, an update on that. It has been confirmed that they both are alleged. They're back in Florida, by the way, because Sean Kingston was actually in California during the raid of his properties. So they're back in Florida. They had to face the judge this week, and they're being charged with officially a $1 million fraud lawsuit. So with that story, I'm actually going to be leaving it right there because, there's a lot more to be unfolded, and this is going to go through some legal, entities with the court and so forth. And his lawyers are, saying one thing, then prosecutors are saying another thing. So it's something to follow up. Now, moving on to the doctor Beenie Man. Now, Beenie Man is going to be performing at this year's Jamaica Rum Festival, which is in collaboration with the Reggae Sun Festival, will be on July 18th. Now, Beenie Man is going to be performing as his real birth name, Moses Davis. Now, he's saying that it is going to be a very, very, very special performance. But I'm just wondering, is this a new direction Beenie Man possibly will be taking, with his career? Because, of course, he's much more mature now, because you remember with the former dancehall queen artist, Lady Saw. She was once referred in the dancehall as Lady Saw, but now, today, she's known as Marian Hall. So is he trying to hint us that, hey, I'm getting up there now, I'm more mature now, and I'm going to be going to a different path? I don't know, but he says that he's performing as Moses Davis at the Jamaica Rum Festival, July 18th, and this is in collaboration with Reggae Sun Fest. So, in Montego Bay, of course, and of course, we all know that Reggae Sun Fest will be at Catherine Hall. So that week, it's the same week with the Jamaica Rum Festival. So when you're in Montego Bay, everyone can just go down and just, check that out. Now, the inaugural Black River Film Festival is set for June 28th to 30th. Now, if all the listeners out there tonight, if you know what parish Black River is in, type it in the chat. So that film festival actually, it's on the south coast of Jamaica. I won't say what the parish is, but if just type it in. It's going to be a 3-day event, and it will be showing most of our, the creativity from our local film industry. So all those films, whether short films, long films, they be showcased there. And also it is a big international networking event for, people who are in the film industry. Now, moving on to the Scatterlights. Now, the Scatterlights, we all know the veteran, the legends, the Scatterlights, they are releasing 2 singles to mark their 60th anniversary. Yes, 60 years the Scatterlights have been together. I mean, obviously they have changed a couple of members, added new members over the decades, but they are going to be releasing 2 singles to mark that anniversary. Thing to look out for. I'm always happy when our veterans are still around and they're celebrating, just like recently Martha Griffith celebrated, decades of being in the industry in Florida the other day with a concert. So I love that. Now, comedian Major Hype. Those of you who are familiar with comedian Major Hype, yes, he's now given an executive role with Tempo TV. He's now the new executive producer of comedy. So he's now the new executive producer of the comedic content. That's Major Hype. If you follow social media, you see him sometimes out there doing his little skits and so forth. And he's pretty good. I mean, he had some troubles with the law, I will say, last year, but I think all that has been settled and dealt with, and he's now moving into the office now as the executive producer at Tempo Television for comedic content. That's major hype. All right, now Barbados. Rupee. You all know soca artist Rupee. He's the son of the soil in Barbados, right? Barbados son of the soil, Rupee, right? He has unleashed a brand new single, a song called Trust Issues. It features Afrobeat rhythm, with this pulsating soca energy. And, it's good to just, see him back, doing his thing. He was, taking a break for a while, and we weren't hearing much about Rupee. But those of you who are fans of soca artist Rupee, right, from Barbados, right, I was straight out of Barbados, just like we say straight out of Kingston, right? So straight out of Barbados, Rupee has a new single called Trust Issues. You can check that out on the social media platforms like YouTube, and just give your feedback to what you think. So he's basically back. The soca prince is back in the limelight with Trust Issues. All right. Okay. So there we have it. And also, just to close off, Mr. Stephen Marley. Now, the Marley Magic, Stephen Marley, he's actually remixing his. Oh no, he has my apologies. He has actually remixed the Old Soul, the single for that album. So Stephen Marley, the Grammy winner, singer, songwriter, producer, announces the release of a new remix of his single Old Soul. So he released Old Soul last year, but now he's doing a remix for us, which he has just released, and I checked it out earlier. And of course, I mean, anything coming from Stephen Marley is really a certified go for me. Okay. All right. So basically, that is it.
Okay.
That
Mel
is it.
J.
And also, those of you who are from Trinidad and Tobago, I understand that SZA performed on June 1st, the 1st of June recently. And, of course, he's back in the U.S. doing his U.S. tour, doing a lot of shows. But he did perform in Trinidad, and I understand that it was actually a very good conscious performance, right? So I want to, congratulate him on that show. He had people like Super Cat was on that show as well. He had Collie Buds. He had Christopher Martin. We have Steve Pulse. So all those people were on that same show, but I understand he gave a really, really good conscious performance right there in Queen's Park in Savannah in Port of Spain, Trinidad. And that was recently last Saturday. So that is it for the buzz.
Yeah, he was here the other day too, LJ. He was in Atlanta. I missed it a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I saw that. I think I saw that.
I heard it was a great show too.
I think it was yesterday I saw that footage. He was performing in Atlanta. Yeah, that was a good show. So, I can see that they were kind of anxious to see him after so many years of not being able to perform in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. I heard it was a great show. I wasn't in town, so I missed that one, unfortunately. But, hey, he's back.
Okay, Mel J.
All right, well, thank you. See you next week. Hear from you next week. Can't wait.
Okay, Mel J. So,
all right.
Mel J. So next week, we got you bringing in Abijah.
All right.
Next week, right? So
indeed.
We're gonna have him on screen.
I'll definitely ensure that he passes through.
Yeah, so we're gonna have him. It's already confirmed. We're gonna be bringing him in, and we're gonna get you on the screen. I don't know if you want to come on screen with Abijah next week. We'll have him here as a special feature next week on Caribbean Extravaganza. So, yeah, thanks again for stopping in this evening, and we look forward to having you back here again next week, okay? With the Jamaican buzz. All right.
Okay. All right, Sharon. Okay, PC. Have a good evening now. Bye,
Until
everyone.
next Tuesday. Have a great week. Rest of your week.
Yeah.
Take care, love.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Okay.
I've lifted mine eyes and I've seen the sign of the times that the Marcus prophesied, they're not in long time. Lord, the ignorance of our people has held us captives of our own mind. Can't you see we're running out of time? Let's change our lives, my brothers and sisters. Answer the calling of the Father. He's the only one that's willing to save us divine. Get ready for a new time. I've seen a new sign. And I have Bingy chant right. Mother Nature revealed it. And I do believe it. Yeah. Get ready for a new time. I've seen a new sign. And I have Bingy chant right. Mother Nature revealed it. And I do believe it. Whoa.
Cause we know we're not gonna get away with the wrongs we continue to display. A scripture from the good book say, according to our works we shall get paid. We've gotta be sure the things we've done is being worthy under the sun.
Get ready for a new time. I've seen a new sign. And I think it chant right. Mother Nature revealed it. And I do believe it. Get ready for a new time. I've seen a new sign. And I think it chant right. Mother Nature revealed it. And I do believe it. Whoa.
Welcome back.
Yes, we got background sounds courtesy of Morgan's Heritage in the background. Getting the Peter Morgan voice there always just touch me, man.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Before you get into your next interview here, just want to remind everyone about the Atlanta Annual Independence Ball and Scholarship Award that will be taking place in Atlanta on Saturday, August 10 at the Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway Hotel, which is located at 2020 Convention Center, Concourse College Park, Georgia 30337. Special guests for the evening will be the SWAT Band performing their best that evening, and also they'll be joined on stage by Roy Rayon, four-time Jamaican Festival song winner, will be there in the place. So I want to encourage everyone to start getting your tickets, buying your tables. Saturday, August 10, the annual Independence Ball, Atlanta Jamaica Association. The host for the evening will be Mr. Will Hall. Mr. Wilhart, of course, let me apologize for that, and Mikey Sparkles. Production will be the DJ with Mr. Cole Rice at the Hangle, so you definitely want to come out and check that one out. Tickets are on sale right now, and let me also let you know that our keynote speaker will be Keisha Thorpe, and this lady you definitely want to come out and check out because she's a Nobel Prize educator and Global Teacher of the Year for 2021, National Teacher Hall of Famer 2024. She just keeps racking up those awards. So we
big up, Reds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a big up for that, Reds.
Right. A double pump. For real. So that's going to be taking place once again. You don't want to miss it. You want to make it a date and make sure that you're on spot on Saturday, August 10, 2024. The place to be will be the Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway, and the hotel rooms are on sale. So if you come and you want to party hard, you don't have to worry about drinking. Just get a room and stay over. Big things happening that weekend, and of course, once again, the SWAT band will be in the place, and of course, I want to see Mr. Roy Rayon himself. And,
oh my God!
And he's going to be doing a great show.
Yeah.
So I want to big up the Atlanta Jamaica Association crew. And the tickets are on sale right now. We want to just make sure that we go to the Atlanta Jamaica Association webpage And the flyer is right there for you. Just want a little reminder here. And as the week goes by, up to the show, we'll have all of those folks stopping by here, and Caribbean Extravaganza to be interviewing with us. We'll have Mr. Roy Ryan here. If he can't be here in person, we're going to have him on the screen with us. And the SWAT band, there a few of them are in the area, so we'll have them stop by. And of course, we might even get a chance to have Mr. Will Hart come by one evening and listen to some comedy.
Good.
So all of that is in store for you, and until we get one of those guests in the studio, we'll be telling you more about the Independence Ball in the area. Okay, Sharon?
Looking forward. Well, welcome everyone to the final segment of the show. We have with us none other than Dr. Mercy Williams. She's a holistic health and mental coach and so much more. Welcome, Dr. Mercy. Howdy. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. A little pause for the cause, but you know what? Hey, life goes on. We gotta, while we have it, we've got to make use of it. What you have done, I'm going to ask you straight out the gate, what ignited your interest in health and wellness? Where did that come from? Were you one of those, like our previous guest, who started at a tender age? I mean, where did that come from? How did that come about?
I grew up with my grandparents, and they had a farm. They did farming, and whenever we would get sick, we never went to the doctor. They would go pick some bush and they would give it to us, and we would be well.
Yes.
You know, and I had no knowledge exactly what was going on, but we got better. And as I got older, I wanted to be in healthcare. My mom was also in healthcare.
Oh.
And so is my sister. So I wanted to be in healthcare, but I wanted to be in a different sector of healthcare. Most recently, after going to school and getting my degree in psychology, I had a situation where my son got sick. And I had to figure out how we could change his situation. And the one way that I remembered is what my grandfather would do. Bush.
Go outside and get the bush.
Go outside and get the bush. So I did that, and it worked. And even for myself, 26 years ago, when I had my daughter, the doctors, I remember going to the emergency room because I had severe headaches. And when I got there, they took her away from me, and they put me in a very dark room. And they said, you have high blood pressure. So they gave me a pill under my tongue, and they gave me another pill, but I had to stay in this dark room for 2 hours. And I did. I went home with medication for high blood pressure, and I went home with medication for headaches. And I did take a few pills, yes. She was only 2 weeks old. But I woke up one morning, and she had vomit everywhere, but I didn't know because the medication had me sleeping so deeply.
Oh, wow.
That she could have died. Today, she's 26 years old.
Thank
And
God.
I decided that I was going to stop. And they told me, if you stop, you're going to get delusional. I stopped anyway.
So you stopped taking the medication?
I did.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Girl.
And
Wow.
I started doing my bush, my herbs, different things. And today, 26 years later, I maintain a blood pressure of 117/74.
That's what I'm talking about.
I eat well.
Yes.
I live well.
Yes.
I live according to what I preach in the best way that I can. Because we live in a society where everything has some chemicals. So you do the best that you can with it, but try to stay on a healthy path. So I do believe that we can heal ourselves because God gave us what we needed.
Yes.
Comes from the earth.
Yes. Mother
And
Earth.
Mother Earth gives it to us. We should use it
Yes.
and utilize it properly. Whether it's arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever it is. And I'm not pro-medicine. I'm not anti-medicine. If you have to take your pills, you have to take your pills. But you have to realize, we as a people must realize that, yes, we can take the pills, but we also need to do other things and lifestyle changes so we won't need the pills. And that's my story pretty much.
Man, so tell me some more about, because there are other aspects, there are other facets of what you do as far as women's health is concerned. So, I mean, the mental coaching, the, holistic health, I get it, but because I'm pretty much kind of sort of like you too. So let me preface what I'm about to say by saying this, that I'm not vegan by any stretch. I have nothing against vegan. I wish I was. And I have nothing against carnivores either. I don't wish I am, that I was, but but bottom line is, you are what you eat.
Yes.
Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And so what it is that in a society such as ours, I mean, especially here in America, because when you get outside of America, and I'm not preaching pro or cons or, anti anything, what I'm saying is that you are responsible for what you put in your mouth. It's a holistic approach. And so when you say holistic health, the average person doesn't understand that, because you say holistic, they're like, oh, no, forget that, because what you're saying, you're anti the medical, association, you're anti doctors and nurses, and no, we're not preaching that. What we're saying is that, like grandma and great grandma and mom and them back in the day, they had no clue about high blood pressure medication. They didn't know anything about all those other names that you know out there. They knew nothing about that. But they were making their children well. They went outside and, like you said, picked the bush. They drank the tea. And the doctor would, if they went to a doctor, that doctor would tell them, cut out the sugar, cut out this, stay off this. So why is it that we can't get back to basics? Because that's pretty much what it boils down to, getting back to basics. A lot of the foods that we're eating, it's making us sick. It's not making us well. And so it comes back down to, you are what you eat, what you consume, but it's a holistic thing, mind, body, and soul. And I will preach that on to the day I die, because what you have in your mind, in other words, there's a saying that says, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter, or something to that effect, because it's all in the mind. People like, and I'll give you that crazy example. I said to someone recently, I don't eat meat. And the person says, really? Oh my God, I can't do that. I can't live like that. And I says, you know what? Catch me 25 years ago and I would have told you the same thing. I can't go without meat. Well, 23 plus years later, I have not eaten chicken. And the list grows. I only eat fish and I'm still alive. So what I'm saying is that we can do it. It's a mindset, and we have to make up in our mind, this is what we're going to do. And so it settles all of that. But back to, to you caring for women and having such a passion for women's health, where does that place you? I mean, what does that, what does that look like? Because, I know you train. I know you do this sculpting. I know you get into a little, the beautification, so to speak, where it concerns women, females. Tell me more about that.
Absolutely. Beauty comes from the inside out.
Wow.
Wellness.
Say it again?
Beauty comes from the inside out.
Nice.
Wellness, as we say, holistic wellness.
Yes.
I'd like to say WHOLE.
Yes.
Holistic wellness.
Yes.
You can eat well, and everyone has a different frame, so we're built differently.
Yes.
So someone my size could be 200 pounds, but they're eating healthy.
Yes.
And they may be well, but not happy. So a lot of folks today, they go and they, as women and some men, we want to look our best. We go to the gym, we eat well, we do everything, but there's just this little bit more that you want. And that's where the sculpting comes in. Where you can lose inches off your waist, you can lose inches off different parts of your body without going under a knife.
Wow.
And that is what I do.
Okay.
So I don't just take and say, okay, let's sculpt you.
Right.
We start by you losing the weight to get your ideal body weight, and then we tighten up and sculpt what needs to be sculpted.
Wow.
Yes.
Sharon, let me interject for a little while here because I might need to get some sculpting done.
You reading my mind over here or something?
But the reality
You reading my
though,
notes?
is how many people actually know though
True.
that you could do that.
True.
Because
True.
I believe it goes from one extreme to the other now, where people feel that if they need to sculpt down,
Yes.
they could go to the gym, work it off, or then they're going to go under the knife. You just jump from one to the other.
Extreme to
So
the
now
next.
she's introducing something different now, where you actually work on different parts of the body, and it's done holistically, and by doing it holistically now you get those areas in shape, so to speak.
Yes.
Exactly.
So is it Sharon that I've missed something along the way, or it's just not advertised or not been explained the way doctors explaining it to us this evening?
I don't think that is anything missing. I think what it is, a lot of times, and I'm probably guilty of it too. A lot of times we want to get to it 1, 2, 3.
True.
So it's easy to go under the knife and just get it done.
Yes.
But remember, when you go under the knife, which is okay, I'm not against it if that's what you want to do. However, you have to maintain it.
True.
I've had people that's
True.
gone under the knife and have come to me to fix what they did under the knife
Yeah. Wow.
because they didn't maintain it. So just like with sculpting, you still have to maintain it. You can't just sculpt and sit around and eat the same things and do
Right.
the same things. You have to exercise. You have to eat properly. You got to maintain what you did.
Okay.
And I do believe that it's a part of being well overall, because as women, we want to look good.
True.
Men want to look
Men
good.
want to look good, of course.
Men want to look good.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you're happy with what you look like,
Yes.
you will feel better.
True.
And it will show when someone sees you. You will present that in that manner to them. But if you're eating well and, you're like, I'm not happy with the way I look, and, you're not going to feel confident when you step out there. So it's important to know that you don't have to get cut to look the way you want to look.
I like that. And you said something too, Doc. So looking well, it's and feeling well. I mean, they go hand in hand.
They do.
What it is, and I think it's so wrong. I think it's so dead wrong, because what I've heard so many. We've all heard that, where they tell us, they have commercials. They tell you, eat all you want, eat all you can eat, and eat everything that you like, and you don't have to do this and you don't have to do that. So nobody says anything about moderation. Nobody, because portion control. When I eat, for example, someone would look at me and go, what are you eating? I mean, you eat like a bird. And I said, it just depends. You said it earlier, we're all structured differently. We have different frames. And so I eat for what I think is my frame, but then that frame can get out of whack sometimes, because depending on what I eat. And I'll give you my example. Bread. I'm a breadie. I love me some bread. Bread does not like me at all. Bread hates me. So when I eat bread, I look like bread. You see it immediately. Okay? And so that I know is my vice. I know, look, stay away from bread or limit my bread intake. That's it. So our bodies talk to us. Am I not telling the truth?
You are.
I mean, our bodies talk to us. When we get a headache after drinking, and I'm not knocking sodas, I'm saying after drinking soda or lemonade, then whatever, drinking something, our body says, listen, what in the world are you doing, Sharon? What's that? So I get a headache. I get a fever. Whatever it is, it's your body's way of saying stop. And if we push that envelope too much, then it will take a toll. And that's where diseases come from. I mean, a lot of diseases out there are invited onto ourselves. We invite them onto ourselves. And then we scramble in the end when stuff happens. We're like scrambling, trying to fix this and fix that and get a quick fix.
Yeah.
And then we go in for the bush and we go in for all the natural stuff. And that's why they're saying, oh, that doesn't work. But there is a place for that. God created the herbs for us to use them. He created all the natural stuff out there so we can utilize them. But what we do instead is abuse it. So all those ingredients they have out there, they're using them in pharmaceuticals. They're using them. But it's just a matter of how we utilize, better yet, how we abuse the stuff that God gave us, the natural resources. So go ahead.
Well, here's what I would like to ask the doctor here. Let me hear her speak a little bit more about growing old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because all of a sudden I'm interested in that now.
You're cracking me up, Rob. That's what Rob is. Okay, yes,
but
yes. That's
as
true.
we grow older and
Yes.
the programs that you put together,
Yes.
is that taken into consideration? I might be a older guy and diabetes, and I heard you said a little bit about high blood pressure and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The programs that you have, are they geared to older folks and people in the middle age and younger age and so forth like that? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Actually, yes. Ironically, we have teenagers that they have diabetes or high blood pressure. So I see a vast majority of people, and it doesn't matter your age.
Okay.
95 years old. I'm older,
Yes.
and I take care of me.
Yes.
And I believe that as we get older,
Yes.
we should take more pride in what we put into our bodies.
Okay.
And it's sad to say that a lot of times we start to do this when we're much older, but a lot of people, especially Caribbean people, I always say that because
Yes.
that's what I know. They party all the time. They party. You're 20, you're 30, you're 40. But you're not hydrating. You're not doing some of the things that's essential. So you'll find you're 45 and you look like 65. That's not because your genes is not that way. It's because of how you didn't take care of your body, what you didn't do while you were partying or having fun, what you didn't do when you were eating 2 cheeseburgers instead of 1, what you didn't do when you had a Coca-Cola instead of some coconut water.
Yeah.
Wow.
So these are the things that we have to balance, and we have to find a balance in what we're putting into our bodies. Simple enough, even what you put on your skin.
Whew.
Okay? Because a lot of, we buy lotions, right? They have all kinds of stuff in them. Some of the things you cannot even pronounce the names, but yet we're putting it on our skin. And what that does is it goes into our pores and it absorbs into our bodies.
Yes.
And then we have these problems and we don't know what the problem is caused from. I know someone that can't use certain types of, even lotions or soaps,
Right.
because of that. You have dyes in them, you have all kinds of stuff, parabens, artificial this, artificial that. We really have to, and I'm not against, you can use whatever, oil of Olay, whatever you use, but you have to pay attention to what it's doing to your skin, what it's doing to your body, your insides. When you're eating, think about why you're eating what you're eating.
Yes.
And as Sharon says, you may want to have meat, it's okay. I personally, I don't do red meats, I still eat chicken, but I eat a lot of veggies.
Okay.
I'm not against people eat what they want to eat. For me, I found 20 years ago, I ate a piece of red meat and I was sick for 4 days because it didn't digest at all.
Right.
So I just cut it out. And, you know, we need to pay attention to what we eat. We need to exercise. Movement is medicine.
Okay.
So we can't just eat and sit around. We have to eat, but we move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very,
And
very
we must
good
not
point.
live to eat.
Yes.
We must learn to eat to live.
Wow.
And that is my
You wrote that
key
one
right
down,
there.
Sharon?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh my God, yes, that's my mantra.
Yes.
I mean, let me
Yes.
tell you,
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, you're hitting the chords right there because I
Yeah.
love that. But water, when I tell, when I heard someone say it recently, and I could not believe what she said. She said, "I hate water. I don't like the taste of water." And I said, "Oh my God, and I said to her in a loving way, I said, sis, you're sick. And she says, "No, I'm not. I drink tea all day long." I said, "It's not the same. It's not the same. You
Definitely
need
not.
pure water."
Right.
And the source of water, Doc, tell us more about that, because the source of water is every single thing, because people are saying the alkaline water, the spring water, the water in the
Yes.
plastic bottles, the water in the glass bottle, the water from the tap, water. Your source of water is everything.
It's everything. Alkaline water is good. It's good for a lot of
Yes.
things. I've seen alkaline water work for so many things to heal so many things on the outer body. However, a lot of people take medication.
Yes.
You don't get the benefits of the medication by using alkaline water to take your pill.
Wow.
Doesn't
Oh,
work.
really? I thought it was the level. So it's not the level of the,
level-
alkaline
no.
water.
Alkaline water should not be used to take medication.
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
I drink alkaline water.
Mm-hmm.
My water, I like to drink spring water.
Spring water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
raised on spring water, so I drink spring water.
Spring water.
And
You know, and I wonder if the average person that takes medication knows that they just can't take it with any water.
No.
Because
I
the
don't think
reality
so.
is, I take some medication, and I take it with anything. I mean, so this is
You're right.
education even for myself right here, as I take medications for blood pressure and kidney issues, which is under control and so forth like
Yeah.
that.
That's
but,
amazing, though. We didn't know that.
So that this is information going out to the public that is eye opening to a lot of folks that are on medication, to know that the water that you
Yes.
actually take with the medication
Yes.
actually makes a difference.
It does. It does. It does. And then, with certain things, because I know there's certain foods, for example, and I learned that a few years ago. There's someone in our circle, an uncle, and he was, I think he had high blood pressure. And so I said, "Auntie, why don't you give him, I said to him, I was teasing him. He rest his soul, he passed since, but I said to him, "Why are you not eating celery and stuff?" And my aunt says, "Oh no, you want to kill him? Forgive me, and I said, What do you mean?" She says, "No, he can't have that. The sodium content," and I'm thinking celery is vegetables, so the sodium content in the celery was so high. And I said, "Wow, no kidding." So I believed her, but I went and read my stuff. I did my own research. And I did more research, and I realized that I love beets, and I love carrots, and I love this. I love fruits and veggies. But you know what? Even though that's natural, a lot of people says, "Well, I eat natural sugars," or I eat. But that same thing, we have to be, because we can overkill, right? We can do that overload. In other words, if we eat 10 carrots as opposed to 2 slices, or you know what I'm saying, one whole carrot, it makes a difference. So even though it's good for us, but too much of one thing, they say, is
good for nothing. It's moderation.
right. Moderation.
And I'll put this one to the doctor too, because with high blood pressure, I stop eating a lot of salt. But then there are days when I eat certain fruits, and the salty thing comes back, and I'm saying, "But I don't really eat salt."
Right.
So that's probably what Sharon's talking about there,
Yes.
because I guess certain natural salt
Yes.
is
Natural
there,
salt,
just as there is natural sugar.
Yes.
So that's where that salty thing. I said, maybe it's because I stopped eating
So
salt for
you
a while.
identify it right away.
Right
Yes,
away, it's just
your
real
palate
strong.
changes, though. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, well, I'm not eating a salty product here, so why is this?
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't. It might have been natural coming
Natural.
from a food source, so
Absolutely.
to speak. Yeah.
And it's with the dye. You said something about dyes too. I mean, that's another thing, because what I read many years ago, many years ago, there was a situation, and there was a study out about kids. And so you will always hear me talk about kids, because I love children. And so what it is that with our kids, we have to be careful how we start them off. because what you create when the kids are babies, they're brand new. They're dealing with the mother, whatever the mother's feeding them. That's what they're That's what they're eating. That's what's nurturing them. But once they get outside of the womb and they're outside, then we start loading them up with the food of the world, all the sugars and the salt, and they create these taste buds. And I will go there, because for a Muslim child, for example, or an Adventist, they don't eat pork. So when a Muslim child or Adventist child says, "Mom, Dad, I want a piece of bacon," they don't know what that is. They have no clue. So what it is that it's us. We're the ones that corrupt their little palates. We give them candy. We give them all the stuff, all the junk. And then we wonder why they malfunction, why things are going awry. Because these kids, the diet is, and I hear people say all the time, and you can correct me on this, Doc. Oh, sure, he's growing. He's a growing boy. He can eat it. He'll grow it out. And I'm thinking, what? He'll grow into it, because then you're creating juvenile diabetes and all these diseases that follow them along, and then it manifests when they get to a certain age and stage in life. Address that for me, if you will.
I agree with you. When a child, I'm going to go back. Before the child is born,
Yes.
what you as a mother put in your body,
Yes.
you're already teaching that child, training that child's
Training.
palate. So when the child is born, again, a lot of us, well, for me, I can speak for me, but a lot of us, we breastfeed, right? Because we're eating right to feed the baby.
Yes.
We have our babies, they're 6 months old, you make porridge, you give that to them. Here, they're getting Similac, they're getting Enfamil, they're getting all this stuff. And then, when a child is 2 years old, 3 years old, they can't say their name, but they know McDonald's. You drive past a McDonald's and they identify McDonald's because they want Mickey D's.
Yes.
And we give it to them.
Yes.
And what we're doing is, again, training them. So by the time you say, well, I'm going to make you some fish with vegetables and rice, I want Mickey D's.
Yeah.
That's what they're used to.
But it's
So
easier,
we're
though.
doing it.
It's easier. You
And
don't think?
as parents, we think it's easier, but it all depends on the parent. But
True.
For most parents, it's easier, and sometimes it's easier because we have single moms.
Yes.
They have to work 2 jobs to take care of the kids.
Yes.
So it's easy between jobs. You grab them a burger, and they're you're going. I mean, we're doing what we have to do in that scenario.
Yes.
However, let's say on the weekends we can do food prep the food, so you have the food during the week when you're running back and forth, so they can eat healthy. Because you have to train them to eat healthy at a young age, and if you do that, they'll grow into that.
You're 100% right, because you know what? Culturally, and I compare cultures, and I keep going back to that because, again, I'll see people of a certain persuasion, a certain culture, the way they train their children don't know any different. I mean, when they go out to school and they go to school with the other kids, those children are so, maybe indoctrinated is too strong a word, but it is the word, really, because they're so conditioned, if you may, that when you say to that child from that other culture, hey, would you like a hamburger? No, ma'am. No, sir. I don't eat that. What are you going to have? Oh, I'll have some celery sticks and carrot. And you're looking at them like, you're a child. You're weird. I mean, where does that come from? But this is what it is. It's all about conditioning. I hear a lot of people say, hey, I can't do it. That is too difficult. But you know what? I would rather, no offense to doctors, hear me out on this, and hear me well with your right ear, with your good ears.
Okay.
So I would prefer to pay my farmer than pay my doctor. And the only reason I say that is when I go to the doctor, it means that I'm desperate. I'm at that point where there's no turning back, because I've destroyed my system, so to speak, and now I'm just hanging on to dear life. So I'm popping a pill to get fixed. when I do what I have to do from jump, I eat the right thing, I exercise, I get my mind, body, and soul right. Guess what? My doctor doesn't see me. And I'm not saying I'm starving my doctor. I'm just saying I'm not maintaining my doctor's lifestyle. So I'd rather pay my farmer than my doctor.
I agree with you.
That's all I'm saying to that,
I agree.
And so that's where I stand in, where that is concerned. I mean, I'm going to be erring on the side of caution where that is concerned, Doc.
Yes.
I mean, take care of the body and the body will take care of you. And the body speaks to us. A lot of times we have a headache and we're like, yeah, we know it's that thing, but you know what? I'm going to eat this 2 scoops of ice cream instead of saying, you know what? Let me just take a spoonful and be done with it. Of course, treat yourself. But treating yourself doesn't mean eat the whole pizza. Eat a slice. And if they say buy one and get one free, give away the second one. Don't consume it because that's injustice. And water is the key, Doc. Isn't it true?
Absolutely. Yes, it is. Yes,
Water
it
is the key.
Water, self-control, mind control. We have to condition our minds.
Yes.
So that we can heal our bodies.
Yes.
Because we can heal our bodies.
Correct.
We have the power within us to heal high blood pressure,
Yes.
diabetes, arthritis, thyroidism, whatever it is, we have that power and authority to heal ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So,
What a note. What a
that's why we have to get this information out there
Yes.
and, let folks know that there are actually folks that are trained in this area.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Thank God for the doctors.
Yes.
Because the reality is the majority of us don't wait until something's going on to really,
Get
seek out a
fixed.
doctor and so forth like that, and especially men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Doc, talk to me about the men and that stuff. So
I'm so proud of you, Pastor Rob. I'm so proud of you that you're admitting this because honestly, most men are like that, Doc.
Yeah.
They don't go to the doctor. What's that?
I think most men don't go to the doctor because they're afraid. Most men don't go to the doctor because they would rather not know.
Go.
But I'm going to encourage every man that's listening right now
Yeah.
Yes.
to take that time and go to the doctor
Yeah.
Yes.
because it's important to know.
Yes.
Because if you know early, you can get well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wait until it's late, like Sharon just said, you're trying to fix something, but it's not going to get fixed.
Yeah.
And June is the actually men's mental
Health,
health month.
mental
So,
health awareness.
so
Yeah.
we want to be aware of the fact that men, we have to take care of ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically,
Yes.
as well as the women do.
Yes.
And we have to break out of that mold
Yes.
of not want to
Hear,
address
hear.
things when we see little things start to come along, or even better yet, as the ladies have been discussing,
proactive.
be proactive.
Yes. Yes. Be proactive.
And a lot of men may want to get proactive, but they just don't know where to go. So Doc here
Yes.
is a person that they could probably go to
Yes.
and sit down with, and she could say, well, if you do this and you
Yes.
do that and you do that, then you can prevent certain things happening to you at a certain time. So particularly I wanted the month of June to have more folks talking about
Men's health awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to touch on that mental health for men.
Yes.
Mental health is real.
Yes.
Yes.
In our culture, men are in denial, oftentimes.
Wow.
And the reason for that denial, I believe that in our culture, mental health is a stigma. There's a stigma surrounding mental health in society. And we have to get past that because depression is real.
Yes.
It is.
And if you sit there, you have transient sadness, you have real sadness, and then you have depression. And there are different forms of depression. So communication is important. Don't shut yourself off. If you're feeling a little sad, address it.
Wow.
If you have a spouse, if you have a friend, if you have a confidant, it could be your guy friend, don't be embarrassed. Talk to them. because you never know that just that conversation that you have with that person, they're probably going through the same thing and didn't know how to say it to you.
Yeah.
So I implore you, all men,
Yes.
to face that demon, because it is.
Yes.
Mental health is real.
Yeah.
Okay? And men struggle with mental health a lot more than women. So talk about it.
Yeah.
I love the way you said that, and the way you framed that, Doc, because
Yeah.
what you said, I'm hearing it loud and clear. So I've had to deal with that with the men in my life, you know, from brother to father, rest his soul, to my, you know, my husband and everyone around us. It's not a thing that they do. And when a man says to you, let me tell you, as the wife or the significant other, whomever, if you love that man enough, make that appointment for him.
Yes.
He may tell you, I don't feel like going, and push back. Make the appointment anyway.
Don't
Okay.
just make the appointment. Go with
Go
him.
with him. There you go.
Wow.
Go with him. And that's so true. But you know what? There's some men who are so, you know, I mean, macho, if you want to call it that, or just whatever. They're like, oh, I'll go alone. No, you go with them. And you're right. And even if they go alone, try to establish, you make the appointments. You try to establish that relationship with the inside, and, you know, try to get on the inside where they'll share the information with you as well. Because, I mean, they can go and you not know what is going on until it's too late.
And as
Sadly, that
and
happened
as
to
you
my
say,
father.
go with them. I believe that a lot of men will go because now that fear factor that she mentioned,
Yes.
that macho that you see there, that's only a front to fear.
It is. Absolutely.
Wow.
You
That's
know?
deep.
That's a front
That's
to
a front.
to fear.
Yes.
So you say that you're actually going to go with your husband, your significant other,
Yes.
and they have a someone that's coming along that could share that pressure with them. But man's not
Yes.
going to come out and say, "Yeah, come on now," you know, we too macho to say that.
Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so true.
You know,
that
we
is so
want,
true.
You know, so
But if you force if she says, hey, hon,
yeah.
just get dressed.
Yeah.
Just get dressed and be
guess
waiting.
What? Guess what? I'm coming with you. So,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
at least I'm not going to be in it by myself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so to
Because
speak.
they're already going through this thing. So you
Yes.
can't really pressure them. You have to
Yes.
find a little soft side
Yes.
to go with them.
Yes.
You know, encouragement strengthens labor.
It does.
That's the way to look at it.
I like that. I really like that. So you know what? For all the men listening out there, look, you've got a sister, a significant other, a good friend. It could be your guy friend. And sometimes, again, too, let us just go there, that they may not want to tell their guy friend because they don't want to seem too soft or, you know, whatever. So guess what? Find someone else, someone you don't even know. Just go find a support group. There are, with the advent of the internet, we don't have any excuses anymore, guys. Because if you don't want to share it with your friend because you feel like you're too macho or you're too whatever, go share it with someone else. If you're depressed, you're stressed, you've got something going on, and you're fearful, find a support group. There are support groups out there for every single thing and anything that you can feel. And if you go to one and you don't feel comfortable, keep going until you find one that suits you. But we need to quell that mess about, you know, the mental illness or the whatever it is, that fear of going to the doctor and finding out what we need to. Because guess what? Like you said, Doc, the sooner we know, the better for us.
Absolutely.
You know, and it alleviates the stress from the family because the people who care for you, because now, God forbid, you're sick and you're on your way out. That's adding pressure to the family, to the unit. You know, so we need to get past that crazy stigma. We need to get over it, I would say. So, Doc, I just want to say we appreciate your time.
Thank
Can you
for
tell
having
us?
me.
You're welcome. Can you tell us where people listening out there, the listeners, can find you? I mean, how would they locate you? What's your website? What's your point of contact?
mroseenterprise.com. And that website is currently under construction. It should be up within 2 weeks. You can reach me at 678-653-1891. Facebook, Mrose Enterprise, Mrose ENT. And on Instagram at mrose.enterprise.
And that's M like Mary,
M
correct?
as in Mary, Rose.enterprise.
Awesome. There we go. Friends and family, you heard it from Dr. Mercy Williams herself, the holistic health and mental coach. We thank you again for coming in and delivering this powerful, powerful, powerful information to our audience.
Thank you.
You know, this is amazing. We need to do, it's mental health, Men's Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
It's also Caribbean Awareness Month or Caribbean Heritage Month.
Right.
So we are stressing that, listen, get someone to go with you to your doctor's appointment if you feel uncomfortable, or someone who can translate for you. Because, I mean, a lot of times those terminologies, when you go to a doctor or two, you don't know what they're talking about. It's, you know, you want someone who can break it down to you in layman's term.
Actually, we need to learn to talk to our doctors and have them explain it to us in layman terms. And I just want to say this, that if you ask your doctor, they will speak to you in layman terms. And also, because it's Men's Health Awareness Month, I would like to tap into get your friends to go get checked, whether it's your prostate, whether it's your heart, whether it's your blood pressure, your sugar level. Go to the doctor and get checked. Doctors are scary, but they are good for you, because if you know what's wrong, you can take the bull by the horn holistically and heal yourself.
Wow.
Don't be afraid, guys. Go get checked out.
Love it.
What a note to end on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hear that, Reds? Tell your guy friends, tell everyone in your community. Go get checked.
Yes.
You know, we'll go with you. We'll volunteer to go with you.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure you all are well.
Yes.
You know, it's a family thing. It's a village.
Absolutely.
Well, we just want to thank you for joining us again on this Caribbean Extravaganza on Tuesday evening again. And we look forward to seeing you right here, same time, same place, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. next Tuesday. It's each and every Tuesday. Pastor Rob with Sharon Thompson.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Until next week, what can I say?
Oh, yes. This is a serious time, violence and crime, and up here gunting the youths them up on their mind. Oh, them bust it when rain a fall. You know, say them no care, them your youth. Bust it all when sun a shine. Oh, you know see up here juvenile. Yeah, I'ma lock the big guns out the street. And them a bust it up, bust it up. Oh, where them get it from? Nobody know. The father was a killer. Oh, well, I saved how them grow. Oh, I know me can't see